Welcome back to Thousand Year Personalities. Today we're going to explore the legendary life of Genghis Khan, one of the most feared and revered figures in history. From humble beginnings to conquering vast swaths of the world, Genghis Khan's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. His empire, which stretched across Asia and into Europe, reshaped the world's political and cultural landscape. So how did a young boy from the steppes of Mongolia rise to become the leader of the largest contiguous empire in history? Let's step back in time and unravel the life of Genghis Khan. Born as Temujin around 1162 in the vast Mongolian steppes, Genghis Khan's early life was filled with hardship. His father, Yesuge, was a respected warrior and leader of the Mongol tribe, but his death when Temujin was just a young boy left the family in disarray. His mother, Holin, was left to fend for her children, facing betrayal and abandonment by the very tribe that once supported her family. The Mongols, like many nomadic tribes, lived a harsh life, and the loss of their father meant that Temujin and his family were cast into poverty and hardship. This early exposure to betrayal and survival on the fringes would go on to shape Temujin into the ruthless leader history would remember as Genghis Khan. Temujin's rise to power began with an important alliance, one of the earliest signs of his strategic brilliance. At the age of 16, Temujin, with the help of his friend and future ally, Jamukha, began to consolidate power among the Mongol tribes. However, their friendship soon soured, and they became rivals. In one of the most pivotal moments of his early career, Temujin and Jamukha fought in a brutal battle that ended with Temujin's victory. However, Jamukha's subsequent betrayal of his followers and brutal execution of 70 young warriors led many to turn to Temujin, solidifying his reputation as a fair and just leader, qualities that would define his rule. As Temujin continued to gain followers, he set his sights on uniting the disparate Mongol tribes. The Mongols at this time were divided by clan loyalties, tribal warfare, and constant infighting. Temujin knew that in order to achieve greatness, he needed to unite these tribes under a single banner. Over the years, through both military conquest and diplomacy, he was able to bring together warring factions, eventually creating a powerful coalition. His charismatic leadership, strategic genius, and ability to inspire loyalty were key to his success. He didn't just rely on brute force. He was a master of psychological warfare and understood the importance of building strong alliances. In 1206, after years of battle and unification, Temujin was proclaimed Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. This title was a declaration not just of his political and military prowess, but of his vision for a united Mongol empire that would stretch across vast regions. Genghis Khan's leadership was unconventional for his time. He promoted individuals based on merit rather than noble birth, creating a fiercely loyal and skilled army. His soldiers were not just warriors. They were disciplined, organized, and highly trained in the art of war. The Mongol army was built around the concept of the decimal system, meaning it was divided into units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000, making it incredibly efficient and capable of rapid deployment. With his forces united and organized, Genghis Khan set his sights on expanding his empire. His military campaigns were ruthless, but they were also strategic. He knew when to use terror and when to use diplomacy. His tactics were innovative. He was one of the first to effectively use psychological warfare to weaken his enemies before a battle even began. Cities that resisted Mongol invasion were often destroyed, their populations massacred or enslaved. This terror became known as the Mongol Wrath, a reputation that struck fear into the hearts of rulers across the known world. In 1215, Genghis Khan led the Mongols in a successful siege of Beijing, then part of the Jin dynasty. This victory was just one of many that saw him expand his empire across northern China. But Genghis Khan's ambitions didn't stop there. He turned his attention westward, launching campaigns into Central Asia, Persia, and even Europe. His forces swept through the Khwarezmian Empire, defeating cities like Samarkand and Bukhara, leaving destruction in their wake. The Mongols continued to conquer vast territories, with Genghis Khan's empire eventually stretching from the Pacific Ocean in the east to the Caspian Sea in the west, encompassing much of Central Asia, China, and Eastern Europe. Despite the brutality of his military campaigns, Genghis Khan was not just a conqueror, he was a visionary. He understood the importance of trade, communication, and cultural exchange. Under his rule, the Silk Road flourished, connecting east and west in a way that hadn't been done before. The Mongol Empire became a conduit for the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies. Genghis Khan encouraged the development of a unified legal code known as the Yasa, which helped maintain order in his sprawling empire. He promoted religious tolerance, allowing various faiths to coexist within his empire. His empire was not just about conquest, it was about creating a stable and prosperous world order. Genghis Khan's personal life was as fascinating as his military career. He had several wives, but his most prominent and beloved was Borta, whom he married when they were both young. She was his most trusted advisor, and their relationship was one of deep mutual respect. Genghis Khan also had many children, and though he had numerous concubines, he ensured that his descendants played a major role in his empire's future. His sons and grandsons, particularly Kublai Khan, would go on to rule large portions of the Mongol Empire after his death. In 1227, Genghis Khan fell ill while campaigning against the Western Xia dynasty in China. Though his death is shrouded in mystery, some say he fell from his horse during battle, while others claim it was a secret assassination. His passing marked the end of an era. He was buried in an unmarked tomb, and his final resting place remains a mystery to this day. However, his legacy lived on. Genghis Khan's descendants would continue to rule vast territories for centuries, and his empire would eventually divide into several khanates that span the globe. Genghis Khan's impact on world history is profound. He changed the course of nations and built an empire that would leave an imprint on the world for generations. Today, he is remembered as one of history's greatest conquerors, but also as a leader who promoted innovation, tolerance, and the exchange of ideas. His life is a testament to the power of vision, determination, and strategic genius. Genghis Khan's name lives on, not just in the history books, but in the very fabric of modern civilization. And that's the remarkable life of Genghis Khan, the warrior who conquered the world. If you enjoyed this deep dive into his life and legacy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 1,000-Year Personalities. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for another incredible story from history.